Welcome to Global Japan. We're in Haiti, 8 years after the earthquake of the 12th of January 2010, which devastated the region around the country's capital, Port-au-Prince. The earthquake killed more than 300,000 people and left 1.5 million homeless in one of the poorest countries in the world. The enormity of the disaster mobilized the international community, and notably Japan.
We're
in Léogâne, some 30 kilometers outside Port-au-Prince. This was the earthquake's epicenter. Japanese emergency assistance arrived almost immediately. The decision taken at the time was to concentrate efforts on re-establishing clean water networks that had been completely destroyed. The first step was to set up water fountains in public places like these at this school in Léogâne. Then, over the last few years, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, or JICA, started a much bigger project. Roads in the centre of town were rebuilt and equipped with wastewater drainage systems. JICA then put up a water tower with a capacity of some 340 cubic metres. Now the city's groundwater is pumped directly to the tower for treatment.
The water that we distribute in the area is chlorinated. You can go straight to the tap, run the water and drink it. That's something you only find very rarely in cities in this country.
The water is distributed directly to residents, thanks to a new 40-kilometre-long water pipeline.
For us in Léogâne, hope is back. In this country, communities need to be provided with basic services. Drinking water in homes is a primary need.
And this is precisely the assistance Japan provided to Haiti. As the ambassador of Japan to Haiti told us, the country focused its efforts on ensuring that the largest possible number of people have access to water.
The principle of our cooperation is based on human security. This means that as a human being, you must be granted access to basic services. This is fundamental to us.
After the earthquake, Haiti also had to fight back against a terrible cholera epidemic. To date, 10,000 people have died from the disease. Japan opted for an all-encompassing strategy and invested $12 million in a partnership with the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF.
When we talk about cholera, it's not only about epidemiology. You also need to address the problem of water, and also sanitation, education and hygiene, because otherwise it doesn't work.
To eradicate the disease, UNICEF and its NGO partners have come up with a plan of attack. They're targeting the 16 communities most affected by the outbreak. For example, this town, Mirebalais, where the epidemic first began in 2010. Tapping into its wide experience, Japan chose a two-pronged strategy. First of all, urgency. As soon as a case is identified, teams like this one intervene to treat the patient and also to reinforce good practices like hand washing or water sterilisation.
They give us medicine, serum, purification tablets we can use to treat our water at home so it's drinkable. With all of this, the disease is slowing down. It's not like before. People aren't dying from cholera anymore.
And then there's also the long-term work. The goal is to get communities to change their habits, teaching by example in schools. Here, toilets and sinks have been built and a lot of work is being done toward educating the children.
Now it's a natural reflex with the children. Once they're at school, they come straight to the toilets, use them, then afterwards they wash their hands.
According to the UNICEF representative for Haiti, the cholera epidemic could be eradicated by the end of the year. Partnering up with Japan has been very successful.
Japan was one of the first countries to offer assistance in the fight against cholera, and we really appreciate that. They've stayed by our side until now. We can truly say we are proud to have such a strong and reliable partner.
Despite these efforts and the resilience of the Haitian people, the work of reconstruction isn't over, and Japan is keeping up its partnerships in the country. Several school construction projects are being discussed. Buildings that are earthquake resistant, as they are in Japan, that could serve as secure locations, assembly points for the population in case of another earthquake. Join me again soon for another edition of Global Japan.